thus far, quiet. Like, that's been the beautiful thing. And mind you, I didn't want the fucking controversy the last time. I don't seek out that kind of shit. I didn't make this movie to needle people and be like, let's piss them off. In fact, when people would talk about how controversial it was, that made me scared as a storyteller, because I know I didn't make a controversial movie. And I didn't want a whole audience coming in going, yeah, it's gonna be like Monty Python's Life of Brian, he's gonna give it to these fuckers. And then you watch a movie that's a pretty reverent film at the end of the day, that believes in all the stuff that it's talking about. Like, gentle fun, it really. I like to think it's actually a beautiful child's prayer with butt-fucking jokes. I asked them to put down the poster and they said no. They went for prepare thyself. Thus far, quiet as fuck, man, which is nice. Believe me, I hate controversy and shit. Every once, it used to happen a lot in the old days. People would get pissed off, not because I wanted to piss them off, just because the things that entertain me sometimes piss other people off and shit. Some people are provocateurs, like they want to piss you off. I was never that guy. I went insane 2 years ago and went into a booby hatch and shit like that, lost my marbles, they helped me find them and shit. And if you ever feel yourself slipping from the grasp of reality, if you ever think you need mental health, I don't care what gender you are, how old you are, race, creed, or color, do not hesitate to ask for help. I did, and we're here tonight because of it. Now, what they did tell me in the movie hatch, though, is that I'm a codependent people pleaser. That's my problem. Like, I just fucking put my hands on my hips instantly. The moment I hear somebody's got a problem, I got a hero complex and shit. One of those people that puts on everybody else's mask before they put their own fucking mask on and shit. So, as a codependent people pleaser, I would never want to alarm somebody in the audience. I would never provoke somebody and make them feel uncomfortable. It is in my nature to be obsequious and be like, what can I do to entertain you, Joe? So because of that, fucking when people get mad that, like, when Dogma comes out, like, oh, he's trying to piss people off. It's hurtful, because I was like, I'm not trying to piss people off and shit. But it happens from time to time. This time around, nothing. However, I will say that when I walked into the first fucking screening in Los Angeles, we kicked off the tour at the Grove. We had 2 screenings just like tonight. I parked, valet parking and shit, they got that. And I dipped through, it's an outdoor mall kind of thing. Went right to the entrance of the AMC. And just as I'm walking in, I look to my right and I see a small banner and 3 people. And I double take and I walk in and the people who are there for me are greeting me on the other side of the door. They're like, hey man, check in right here. And I was like, what's that? And somebody was like, don't pay attention. I said, why? And they're like, they're protesting your movie. And I was like, aww, it's so cute. Look at that little protest. That could hurt anybody. Like, I feel young again, man. I ran outside, took a selfie with them and shit. They didn't appreciate that at all. But that was it, no controversy whatsoever. So I like it that way. I was just telling the last audience, man, the fucking last time the movie came out in 1999, it was much different and stuff. In my hometown, when the movie came out for real, when it came out theatrically, because I've been to many festivals with it and stuff, when it reached theatrical distribution in New Jersey, in the Asbury Park Press, which is our local paper, they said there was going to be a 15,000 person protest. Like, all these angry fucking Catholics were coming out en masse and they were going to protest the movie, man. Just like we've been protested up at the New York Film Festival. We got out of a limo at Alice Tully Hall for our New York Film Festival screening. 1,000 people fucking with, praying the rosary at us with a giant Mary statue and shit. Weaponizing prayer, at me. And, most of the people I work with, they don't fucking know anything about the Catholic Church. I was Catholic, so since they were praying the rosary, I was like, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. So, we read that there's going to be a 15,000 person protest in our hometown. And in our hometown, that is everybody. Yeah. That means my mother's going to be at the protest as well. So I was like, fuck it, we gotta fucking go, man. And I was with my friend Brian Johnson, my wife Jennifer, and Brian was like, they know what you look like and shit. I was like, no, man, 15,000 people will disappear so fucking easy. He's like, how are we gonna disappear? I was like, we go as protesters. He's like, how do we do that? I was like, we make fucking signs. So we got some big cardboard, white cardboard, made 2 signs. To hell with Dogma, and Dogma's dog shit. Then we colored them in, all within the lines and shit like that. Put glue on it, sparklies on that motherfucker. And we had 2 beautiful signs. Then we took a drive over to, it was the Eatontown Lowe's multiplex. Now it's an AMC, oddly enough. So as we pull in, we see a protest, but it's not 15,000 people. It is 15. That's it. And they're nowhere near the front fucking door, man. They're like right at the beginning of the driveway when you first come in. Because of laws and regulations, they can't even be near the theater. So it was a sad little fucking protest. And I felt so bad. So I was like, look, we're here. Let's join. You know? They could use the members and shit. So me and Brian went out with our signs and joined them and shit. They didn't look twice at us and stuff. They were all praying when we joined them. They were mid-rosary and stuff. So we sat there with our signs and just waited and prayed along. I know the fucking rosary, so I was praying, doing, you know, Our Father who art in heaven shit. Brian Johnson does it, so he was just like hum, 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 hum. And that's when the news van pulled up, man. Unexpected and shit, because we don't have the news in our area. It's not like, hey man, the news van's always roaming around. Most of our news comes out of Manhattan and shit, so we don't get local news at all. We have no local stations, but there was one, Channel 12, fucking rolled in and shit. And I saw the lady get out, and the guy get out. The guy has the camera, and the lady has a clipboard. And they both look disappointed as fuck. Because they came for 15,000 people, Joe, and there was not 15,000 people. They were shy about 14,985 fucking people, to say the least. So they look as disappointed as me and Brian did. And then I see her talk to the guy, the cameraman, and then they start looking us up and down, 2 rows of us sitting there praying. Try to figure out which one most likely to fucking get on camera and bitching and carrying it up and shit like that. So she's looking, makes direct eye contact with me because I'm looking right at her going, Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord. And she keeps moving on, looking, and then she fucking doubles back to me. Then she looks at her clipboard, and then she fucking looks right up at me. And she beelines fucking straight to me, man, and she goes, are you him? I pointed to the crucifix they had. I was like, no, that's him. And she was like, no, you're him. I was like, I'm not. And she was like, well, you want to talk about this movie? I said, yeah, okay. So the guy comes over with the camera, puts it up, and then he's like, and they fucking start recording, and she goes, what are you doing here? I was like, we're protesting this movie. She's like, why? What have you heard? And I was like, well, nothing good. And she was like, what's your name? I was like, Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson was like, Hail Mary, holy Lord. So we eventually just got out of there and shit. And my mom called me that night, like 11:15 and shit. Answer the phone, Ma, are you okay? You know, you get a late night call from your mother, fucking scared as shit. She goes, oh my God, Tiger, I just saw this boy on television who has Brian's name, but he looks just like. So the days of the protest seem to be behind us. It's early in the tour though, you know, who knows, we could hit a patch someplace, perhaps, you know, where I've been thus far, fairly liberal, conservative places, but we will be heading down, not through the Bible Belt, but Kansas City, Dallas, Houston, and then, you know, back up to Boston where it's safe and racist. Say again? Garnerville, Nevada.
It's like 40 miles south of Reno.
40 miles south of Reno. It's like a Johnny Cash song.